Hello everyone. So today we are coming with a little something hearty. We're making pot roast, and I'm going to be making this roast in, not in, but using jackfruit. So I have me some native forest organic young jackfruit. This is the original because they do come shredded as well, but I have the original ones. So I'm going to be using 3 of those cans. I also have baby carrots, some red and golden potatoes. I have yellow and red onions, fresh garlic, and I also have some snaps in the back there. I'll probably use a lot more snaps than that, and I did want to add a lot of potatoes to it, so I will be using every last one of those potatoes. I chose the 2 red potatoes just to add a little bit more color to the dish, and I'm also going to add in some seasonings, but you can definitely season it with whatever you choose to. I did not add my seasonings up here because sometimes I go with however I feel as far as what I want to add. And so this is a dish where you pretty much have to follow your heart, but I will definitely show you what I choose to add along the way. So these are our basic ingredients that we're going to be able to consume later on. And y'all, let's get started on this recipe. So with this portion right here, I just really wanted to show you all what the seeds look like. I had to remove every single seed because I personally don't care for them, whether they look like this, or that one. I have to remove the seeds. So yeah, I just wanted to show you all what that looks like because the entire thing is edible, as you can see. Oh, that one fell. But yeah, I wanted to squish it so that you can see that the entire thing is edible, but I don't like them. So right here, y'all, I'm pretty much just showing you how I cut the potato, y'all. We could pretty much get rid of any black marks that's on the potato, but I'm cutting it into these nice size cubes just so that you can see that even a 1-year-old can hold this size here. And we're going to go ahead and chop up our red potatoes exactly the same way, perfect bite-sized pieces. And then, yeah, we're going to go ahead and gather these on up and add them to the pot. So I have sliced up my garlic, red onion, my yellow onion, and green peppers. I only have, about 5 to 6 slices of green peppers here. And that's because I typically don't like to use it. I love the flavor of the green peppers, but it tends to spoil your food rather quickly. So what I'm going to do is cook the pot roast, and then I'm going to remove the peppers so that way I can have the flavor. I'm going to cook it halfway through, and then I'm going to remove the peppers. So let's go ahead and add this pot roast, aka jackfruit, to the crock pot. So I have my crock pot set, and I'm going to go ahead and start with 2 cups of water into the crock pot. Y'all, normally I add vegetable broth, but I guess I ran out, so I am definitely going to make do with what I have. So I'm going to add that cup of water there. And then I'm going to go ahead and season my water. I got some Worcestershire sauce, a few dashes of that. I have some complete seasoning. I'm just going to add a couple dashes of that. I'm going to have to make me some vegetable broth, but of course that's another video. Then I'm using collard green seasoning, y'all. I bought this, and I'll go ahead and put a card up in the top right corner of the collard green video that I did. This seasoning is very good on collard greens, and normally I season my own collard greens, but this doesn't make your food taste like collard greens or anything like that. It's just the seasonings that they use to make up the collard green seasoning is very flavorful, really good. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and give this a whisk or a stir, just to go ahead and add some flavor to that water, and that's pretty much it. So at this point, I'm going to add a tablespoon of sea moss. This is the sea moss that I make up, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and place a card in the top right corner for that video as well. Y'all, sea moss has many benefits for the body. So I am going to be using it quite a bit in my foods, my recipes, I should say. And yeah, so I'm going to add that. So I went ahead and added in my jackfruit. And what I did before adding the jackfruit is I boiled it. And if you haven't seen that process, because I like to boil it for about 2 hours. Like I said, if you haven't seen that process, I will go ahead and place a card in the top right corner for you to click on. Y'all, next we're going to go ahead and add seasonings to the jackfruit. And what I'm going to place in is a little bit of garlic powder. A little bit of garlic powder. Y'all, I am using the McCormick garlic powder. You can use as little or as much as you would like. And then I'm also going to put in a little bit of seasoning salt by Morton. Season All. I'm like, season salt? That don't say Lowry's. Okay, it's by Morton. Just a little bit here and there. I don't know if it looked like it's coming out, but it's really not. So there you have it. And then I am going to add in my veggies. So I'm going to add in my corn and potatoes. I'm sorry, I said corn, y'all. Carrots and potatoes. Ooh. And I did say that I want a lot of potatoes. Although I will be making this with a side of rice, I am putting in my potatoes because I won't be eating rice with it. So another step is to add more flavor. So we're going to go ahead and add a little more Worcestershire sauce. Just a few dashes. Uh-oh, I'm knocking things over. Just a few dashes. I'm going to add in some complete seasoning because I want flavor throughout this meal. I'm going to add in some collard green seasoning on those potatoes. And then we're going to add in the green beans. So I remember using these green beans when I was younger. My mama and I would literally sit in the living room on the floor with a bowl of water and a dry bowl. And we would literally snap these things in half. Like I said, they were fresh. I bought them fresh. But I put them in a bag and freeze them so they're not as fresh as they were. But I got my green beans in there. I'm going to add a little more seasoning. We're going to add in that collard green seasoning. And now we're going to add in our onions and peppers and garlic. So our onions, we have our garlic, minced garlic is fresh. We have some peppers, some onion, and red onion, purple onion. I think it's called red onion. So yeah, we're gonna add all of that. I'm working with one hand, so I'm gonna scrape all of this into the crock pot by adding some water onto the plate. And y'all, you can simply assemble this however you choose to do it. I'm doing it this way because the jackfruit will absorb a lot of the seasonings, the flavor from the seasoning that I added earlier, in the water. And then also I added my potatoes at the top because that's going to cook while it's in the center. It's still going to cook. Everything is going to cook as evenly as the jackfruit or as the potatoes will, the green beans. Everything is going to cook evenly because, like I said, it will be covered with the lid. So I'm going to place a little bit more seasoning salt at the top, and then we're going to shut our lid down or place our lid on. You can add pink Himalayan salt. You can add sea salt. You can add no salt. You can just add flavored seasoning. And I did tell you without the salt. I did tell you that I'm not sure what I'll be adding in here because sometimes I just feel a little different and I just want to test some things out. So it's all depending upon what you like. So I'm going to also add in my lemon pepper at the top. Y'all, please don't be afraid when I add this lemon pepper. It's not going to be too much. All of the flavor profiles will definitely marinate together. So I'm going to add some lemon pepper. Okay, so then we're going to go in with another 2 cups of water and drizzle it over the top. Okay, don't worry about flavor being rinsed off. That is definitely not going to be the case. I don't know if y'all can see where my water level is, but if you can't, oh, Carol, you better get back in there because we need all of you. I'm just going to kind of even this out throughout the top. And then I'm going to cover it with that lid. So, yeah. I'll be back when that's ready. So at this point, I'm pretty much checking the consistency of the potatoes, carrots, and everything is pretty much done. So you can taste your broth and see if you need to add more or no seasoning at all. It's all depending upon your taste buds and what you prefer. So what I did was, this had been cooking for about 2.5 hours. So I closed it up and let it continue to cook for another hour and a half. I added more seasonings and added a whole stick of butter. Yes, y'all, a whole stick of butter. I let it melt down and then it looked like this. If you decide to try this recipe, please be sure to let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell as well. Follow me on IG at cookingwith_mommy, on Facebook at cookingwithmommy, and even on TikTok at Tashana Nakwa. Be blessed.